You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, we're going to talk about Jim Edmonds, a guy that I feel like is a Hall of Very Good guy. Boy, he came close, all right? And by close, I mean, man, if he could have just got about 3 more really, really good seasons under his belt, I think he would be certainly looked at as a Hall of Famer. In case you're wondering, Jim Edmonds, he won a World Series. 8 Gold Gloves, 4 All-Stars, Silver Slugger, and a World Series. 393 homers. Right at 1,199 RBIs, 1,251 runs scored, and 1,949 hits. I don't think that gets him into the Hall, by the way. But he was, of course, he played for the Anaheim/California Angels and the St. Louis Cardinals predominantly, and he had some monster seasons in there. Some really huge seasons. And I saw this story. He's going through this very public dispute, all right, with his ex, and she is part of the Real Housewives of Orange County. Well, look, if you're willing to go on a show like that, I'm not going to worry about not doing videos on your private life. I'm just not, especially one like this. And they've had a lot of drama play out publicly. All right, let's just take a look at this. This is TMZ. All right, Real Housewives star of Meghan King, ex rips her for exploiting son's challenges. You even got the diagnosis wrong. Now that was back in July. Okay, this is today. She gets a restraining order against Jim Edmonds. That's what this says here. Okay. She's saying he's verbally abusive. She got what they call a temporary restraining order against him. So let's look at this older article just because we need some context here. Okay, Real Housewives of Orange County star Meghan King is being slammed by ex-hubby Jim Edmonds for posting about their child's challenges. Jim says she didn't even get the kid's medical condition right. The retired MLB player and current baseball broadcaster is upset over one of Meghan's recent Instagram posts where she asked for help getting her and Jim's son, Hart, potty trained, with Meghan telling folks the kid has a hard time learning new skills because he's got cerebral palsy. Problem is, Jim says 4-year-old Hart does not have cerebral palsy and was actually diagnosed with a different medical condition known as paraventricular leukomalacia. I don't know if that's right, guys. PVL, which is a softening of the brain tissue near the ventricles. God, that's just terrible. And that's her post right there. Jim's rep, Steve Honig, tells TMZ Jim wishes Meghan would respect their children's privacy and stop putting their son and his challenges in the spotlight, he says, to get attention for herself. Jim's rep also points out the discrepancy over their son's medical condition and adds this parting shot, quote, if Meghan wants to prove her ability to co-parent with Jim, it might be a good idea to stop constantly disparaging him. I got to kind of agree with that. Jim and Meghan had a bitter divorce, complete with a nude text message scandal. The exes beefed over COVID. Meghan is dating again after recently ending a 2-month marriage to President Biden's nephew, Cuff Owens. What? Wow. So we fast forward to this, and this just broke. Okay? Meghan King claims her ex-husband, Jim Edmonds, has been verbally abusing her over their child custody arrangement. So she got a temporary restraining order against him. According to court docs filed in Missouri and obtained by TMZ, the Real Housewives of Orange County star got the court order back in June over what she describes as, quote, frequent and consistent verbal abuse via text, as well as their shared family wizard app, which they use to co-parent. Wow, that's weird. Okay. It's unclear exactly what Jim allegedly said to her, but sources connected to the case tells us it all has to do with their shared custody arrangement, the pickup drop-off schedule, specifically, which Meghan claims Jim hasn't followed. It seems Jim has been trying to have this case sealed, at least according to MK. She wants it public for all to see. Why? Why? This just blows my mind that somebody would want this, such a private thing, to be played out in public. And I'm going to be honest with you, that immediately makes me suspicious of all this, okay? It feels like, at least with her, there's certainly a grifting aspect to this, right? Because look, Jim's made plenty of money playing baseball, okay? He's not worrying about making a coin off of nothing, and he's in the public eye. He's a broadcaster. He wants this private. I don't blame him. I completely agree with that. I really do. Now, look, obviously I don't agree with him verbally abusing anybody, if that's true, but who knows if we can even believe that, right? It's just the latest instance of fighting between the exes. They've gone after each other publicly over issues related to their children. He's accused her of putting their kids at risk during the COVID lockdown after he learned she was partying in Miami. God, come on, Jim. A hearing is scheduled for later this month on whether to make a restraining order permanent. Jim's rep, Tim Hognig, tells TMZ, quote, "This request for an order of protection is completely baseless, and furthermore makes an absolute mockery of the pain suffered by millions of women in this country who are legitimate victims of abuse." Wow, that's coming out. We reached out to Meghan for comment. So far, nothing has come back. So, wow. Okay. I mean, that just tells you right there. It's crazy. Man, there are all kinds. I mean, there's things involving the nanny here. There's a new text message scandal. I mean, but at this point, the wheels have come off, right? It's nuts. Man, that's absolutely crazy. You know, the story here is, obviously, she had to get a temporary restraining order against him. But the problem is, when people are playing this kind of stuff out in public, all right, or they just go through this, I have seen women, and I'm going to be honest with you, I've seen some bitch-ass men, too, get temporary restraining orders against people and protection orders when nothing really happened. I've seen that. Okay, why? Because they want it on record and they want it to make the other person look bad. I'm not saying that she didn't have a valid reason to get one, so don't lose your shit. But I'm saying, does it happen? All right? Especially when there's kids involved and they're trying to play that back and forth. Hell yeah, it happens. Of course it happens. I mean, my God, you know, to try to make the other one look bad. Split-ups are sad in a lot of ways because it gets ugly. It's somebody you used to care about. One person always likely didn't want the breakup when another one did, right? So somebody's scorned, and we know how this goes. Temporary restraining order against Jim Edmonds. What the hell? I mean, really? Hit the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.